268 million. That's how many times people have hit play on a 90-second trailer for a game you still can't buy. More than Avengers. More than any movie trailer in history. For a game. That isn't out. And here's the part that should stop you cold. Nobody paid those people to watch. They did it for free. Millions of times. Some of them, maybe you, watched it 50 times. Alone. Today, we're doing an autopsy on the single most effective marketing machine ever built. Not to hate on it, it's genuinely a masterpiece. But by the end, you're going to see the exact levers being pulled on you, in real time. Because GTA 6's marketing has one goal, and it already worked. It turned you into the ad. 4 moves. Watch your own strings. Start with the trailer itself. You've seen it. But how many times? Because in 1968, a psychologist named Robert Zajonc proved something unsettling. You don't need a reason to like something. You just need to see it. Again and again. He called it the mere exposure effect. The more you're exposed to something, the more you like it, even if you never consciously notice it happening. 208 studies later, it's one of the most bulletproof findings in all of psychology. Now think about what you actually did with that trailer. You didn't watch it once. You paused it. You zoomed in on license plates. You watched hour-long breakdowns of 90 seconds of footage. You watched it before bed. Here's how deep it goes. You can probably picture the map already. The beach, the neon, the Vice City sunset. You know the 2 main characters by name. You have strong opinions about a game you have literally never touched, because you've seen it enough times that your brain quietly filed it under familiar. And familiar is one short step from loved. Every one of those views wasn't you enjoying the game. The game doesn't exist yet. It was you running Zajonc's experiment on yourself. You weren't consuming the hype. You were rehearsing it. By the time you can actually buy GTA 6, your brain will have long since decided it loves it. Off a 90-second clip and 1,000 repetitions. You trained yourself. They just uploaded the file. But here's what makes that exposure so powerful. They gave you almost nothing to be exposed to. Think about it. Trailer 1 dropped in December 2023. Trailer 2, 17 months later. A year and a half of near total silence from the biggest entertainment company on the planet, while it held the entire world's attention. That is not laziness. That's the oldest lever in influence: scarcity. Robert Cialdini spent his career proving that the harder something is to get, the more we want it. And it's not just in your head. Brain scans show scarcity lights up the same reward circuits as actually winning a prize. So when Rockstar rations the whole world down to 1 trailer a year, every frame becomes priceless. Fans dissect a single second of footage for months. A blurry logo becomes headline news. They didn't fill the silence, because the silence is the product. Every month you spent waiting and wanting made the eventual payoff feel bigger. They starved you on purpose, and you thanked them for the crumbs. Now, while you were starving for scraps, so were 300 million other people. And that number is the 3rd lever. That first trailer hit 93 million views in 24 hours. It didn't just break the record for a game. It beat MrBeast, the most watched creator alive, by over 30 million. And the instant that number went public, it stopped being a stat and became a command. Psychologists call it social proof. When we're unsure, we look at what everyone else is doing and we copy it. The bandwagon. It's why every ad on Earth screams, 10,000 sold this week. The view counter isn't reporting the hype. The view counter is the hype. 93 million people can't be wrong, so you'd better get in line. Watch it, share it, theorize about it, or be the one person left out of the biggest cultural moment gaming has ever had. And notice the real genius here. The number does the work 1,000 ads never could. Rockstar never had to tell you the game is a big deal. That's a claim, and you'd push back on a claim. Instead, they let the counter say it. And a counter feels like a fact. 93 million isn't an opinion you can argue with. It's a crowd you can only join. Rockstar didn't have to convince you it was a big deal. They showed you one number and let 300 million strangers convince each other, including you. Which brings us to the strangest lever of all, Because if you're honest, the last 3 years of waiting for GTA 6 have felt kind of good, right? The theories, the countdowns, the leaks, that's not an accident either. That's chemistry. A neuroscientist named Wolfram Schultz discovered something that rewrote how we understand motivation. Dopamine, the molecule everyone calls the reward chemical, doesn't fire hardest when you get the reward. It fires hardest when you're anticipating it. The wanting, the almost. Your brain hands you its biggest chemical hit not on payday, but in the build-up to it. Now sit with what that means for a 3-year campaign. Rockstar isn't only selling you a game on November 19th. They've been selling you the wait. And the wait pays out real pleasure. Right now, today, for free. You are getting a genuine dopamine drip off a game you don't even own. That's why the hype feels fun instead of exhausting. They found the exact button that makes waiting feel like a reward. And they've had a finger on it for 3 straight years. So let's put all 4 together. And I want you to really see it. They uploaded a trailer, and you rewatched it until you loved it. They went silent, and the scarcity made you crave it. They showed you the view count, and the crowd pulled you in. They stretched the wait, and the anticipation itself paid you in dopamine. Now count the cost to Rockstar for all of that. Almost nothing. 2 trailers in 3 years. And count what they got back. 268 million views. Millions of hours of breakdowns, theories, countdown sites, and arguments. Made by fans, for free. A game that sold out pre-orders before a single human being had played it. Here's the reveal. You were never the audience for GTA 6's marketing. You were the marketing. Those billion collective views aren't Rockstar's reach. They're your labor. They built a machine that makes millions of people advertise the game to each other. For 3 years. For free. And then pay $80 to finish the job. That's the masterpiece. Not that they made you buy it, that they made you want to sell it. And you had fun doing it. And there's one last turn of the screw. The thing that locks it all in place. Every theory you posted, every countdown you built, every comment you argued at 2 in the morning. That effort didn't just spread the hype, it committed you. Psychologists call it effort justification. We value what we work for, and we defend what we've publicly backed. The more energy you poured into GTA 6 before it even existed, the more your own brain now needs it to be amazing. Because if it isn't, then what was all of that for? You didn't just market the game, you staked your name on it. And now, you have to see it through. Now, before you feel used, let's be fair. Because this is where I have to be honest with you. None of this means the excitement is fake. Waiting for something incredible, together, with millions of people who love the same thing you do. That is one of the genuine joys of being a fan. The shared countdown. The theories with your friends. The collective gasp when a trailer drops at midnight. That's real, and it's good. The machinery being engineered doesn't make the feeling less true. It just means somebody understood the feeling well enough to build for it. And here's the part that should actually make you feel better, not worse. None of this works on something people don't already want. You cannot manufacture hype like this for a game nobody cares about. Rockstar has quietly launched plenty of things you scrolled straight past. The machine only amplifies a signal that's already real. Your excitement was always yours. They just built the biggest amplifier in history and pointed it at you. And be honest about the game too. GTA 6 isn't out. Everything anyone says about it, the hype included, is a promise, not a fact. It might genuinely be the best game ever made. So this isn't don't be excited. It's not even don't pre-order. It's just this. Now you can feel the strings. You can love the wait and know exactly why it feels so good. Awareness doesn't kill the magic. It just means you're the one holding the controller, not them. So next time a trailer drops and the whole internet loses its mind, you'll still feel the pull, knowing the trick doesn't switch it off. But you'll see all 4 levers moving at once. The exposure, the scarcity, the crowd, the wait, and you'll know whose hand is on each one. If this rewired how you see a hype cycle, subscribe and hit the bell. This whole channel is the psychology behind the biggest game on Earth, taken apart piece by piece. Because here's the thing about the machine. It doesn't switch off when you finally buy the game. On November 19th, the hype ends. and a completely different psychology takes over. The one engineered so you never actually put it down. The one that keeps you playing for 1,000 hours and never lets you reach the end. That's next time. Why GTA 6 is built so you never finish it. You'll want to see that one coming. I'll see you there.